فإن آمنوا بمثل ما آمنتم به فقد اهتدوا وإن تولوا فإنما هم في شقاق.
نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن سار سبيله إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. Again, we wish to welcome all regarding these series of lectures that we try to deliver on a weekly basis regarding various topics and themes. And the theme for this particular month is concerning back to basics, and starting this lecture regarding that particular theme, that is concerning a knowledge key to salvation. And a general reminder again concerning that as a part of the way in going forward regarding seeking an-najah, which is salvation, that a Muslim concerning that, it requires ilm. So the way in trying to go forward, in trying to establish ourselves regarding being upon the path of success, that will require some degree of effort, and of those effort concern a person being able, one, to identify this the path of salvation, which is Islam. So the path of salvation is Islam, and also second, the person also that we know of how to go about achieving this particular goal and objective, which is seeking salvation. So tonight's lecture will be concerning that of these back to basics. The basic is regarding matters again as a form of encouragement to ourselves, first and foremost starting ourselves, and also to others regarding the importance of ilm and trying to regarding seeking of salvation by doing things correctly, and this only can be accomplished by the person having correct information, correct knowledge of Islam, and then trying to implement this particular knowledge. And as a general concern, as part of the introduction, that regarding the importance of ilm and it being a path and a way to salvation, that the ulama of Islam are giving this particular topic its due. I'm giving this particular topic its due consideration regarding outlining concerning ilm and its importance. So today, inshallah ta'ala, what we'll mention is a form of as a reminder regarding ilm and its importance. And the book, and many books have been written regarding these matters, and we always kind of somewhat encourage regarding the importance for a person to sunnah, a person who have interest and love for ilm, and we all should have this a part of our aqidah and a part of our manhaj, that a Muslim, a Salafi, Sunni, that he should have concerning, great regards towards ilm and the importance of ilm, because this is a purpose of the cornerstone of salvation, that ilm and the people who are the bearer of ilm concerning the ulama, that they are to be given their due consideration and respect and honor. And with this, many of the ulama have written very significant works regarding this. I'll say as a reminder to ourselves. So as for myself, I want to encourage upon others that ever so often, at least once a year, every 6 months, the person, a reminder, read one of those books regarding adab al-talib al-ilm and the importance of ilm. So reading something ever so often, at least every 6 months, at least once a year, a book, even repeating the same book again. That as a reminder, as a refresher regarding the importance of ilm, the place of ilm, the status of ilm, and also the status of the ulama, and how we should be able to conduct ourselves towards the people who are the Warath al-Anbiya, the people, the successors of the Anbiya. So of those books that we can somewhat have gathered some information regarding this particular salvation, regarding ilm, regarding concerning one of those books that are written concerning adab, al-alim or muta'allim by Ibn Jama'. One of the books that written this by one of the important works in this particular topic is regarding this particular book and other books. So as for the concerning this particular discussion regarding ilm being the salvation, and as we mentioned, that the salvation of a Muslim is two things that he has to bear in mind at all time. Also, three things is regarding one concerning al-ikhlas. So regarding salvation, the Muslim, he needs to have salvation So that's of those things of primary importance. So regarding every effort that we put in regarding trying to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, trying to apply Islam and the Sunnah, of those things that we always have to be mindful of regarding al-ikhlas. So make sure our intention is correct, that whatever we're doing, whatever we're involved in, that's done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So not that we want recognition, not that we are per se seeking fame and glory and the likes, or we're seeking things of this dunya or position. Those things should not be the primary reason. If sometimes some of these things may come, that they shouldn't be the primary reason and the objective why we have gone on a path, the reason why we're doing what we're doing. But it should be for ikhlas, with sincerity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first and foremost. The second regarding sabil al-najah, as mentioned in the topic concerning ilm, in this particular regard, the second thing regarding al-ittiba' as-sunnah. So regarding having ikhlas, then of those things is regarding ittiba' as-sunnah. So the Muslim is expected concerning to act upon Islam. So we expect as Muslim that we have to fulfill the tenets and what is expected of us concerning Islam. But in trying to attain this, it requires ilm. So the only way that we can act correctly according to Islam is that a person, for him to achieve this, is that one must have put some degree of effort regarding seeking of knowledge. So in this case, as Imam Bukhari rahimahullah mentioned, al-ilm qabla al-qawl wal-amal, that as one of his headings in his Sahih, that knowledge, it precedes actions and statements. So this, as we mentioned, that these are the things that should be looked at and must be ever so often be repeated. And for ourselves, as people whom are tuwaylib, as people who are small, students of knowledge, and aqal shay, that we are people who muhibbin al-ilm, that we love concerning people, that we have a love for knowledge, and the people of knowledge, that ever so often we should read a book on this particular topic, and also remind ourselves on this particular topic. So regarding this particular topic, regarding ilm and its importance, and it's the way of salvation, we just as a reminder, as can be taken in the hadith, to remind and to bring our attention to the importance of this concern of the Prophet I mentioned, and the hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As, رضي عنهما, قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إن الله لا يقبل العلم انتزاها ينتزعه من الناس ولكن يقبل العلم بقبض العلماء حتى إذا لم يبقي عالما اتخذ الناس رؤوسا جهال فسهلوا وأفتوا بغير علم فضلوا وأضلوا. Al-Hadith muttafaqun alayh. So the hadith I wish to open and to start with, and as I mentioned, the topic heading regarding back to basics, but also the importance regarding ilm and the way of salvation, as this hadith can outline to us, as mentioned, and the hadith of As-Sahabi al-Jalil, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As, that he mentioned that he heard the Prophet ﷺ stating, يقول إن الله, that indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He doesn't remove ilm suddenly, but ilm, it is removed from the people, but it is removed, ilm, it is taken away by way of the taking away the death of the ulama, as qabd al-ilm bi qabd al-ulama. So ilm, knowledge is removed, it is taken away with the death of the ulama. They mention hatta, until they do not remain an alim. Then the people, they start to choose, elect ru'us, people who are leaders, juhal. But it is described as a sifat of those ru'us, those people are the leaders who are being chosen, of their description, of their characteristic is there that they're juhal, but they're also in a position of authority. And regarding this authority, concerning the alim, in reality the alim concerning regarding matters of ilm, as I mentioned, showing concern that those people are chosen to lead the people regarding matters concerning their deen, not just matters concerning their dunya. I mentioned ru'usan juhal fasuhilu wa aftaw, showing that those people are elected as in that authoritative position, that is regarding matters concerning riyasa ala deen, regarding them having concerning responsibility and authority regarding matters of deen. Why? In a hadith it mentioned that they are asked, questions are posed to them, are put to them, فَأَفْتَوْا بِغَيْرِ ilm, and those people, they respond, aftaw, meaning they give fatawa, based upon ignorance. And with this, the consequence, the result, that they themselves are misguided and also they misguide others. So the sabil and najah is in reality al-ilm, that it starts with knowledge. That it starts with knowledge. So this hadith, from what can be extracted or what can be taken, it shows regarding that knowledge, it will remain. That knowledge, and we can find concerning, and today, and we show concerning that, with knowledge, that we have these books, the way that they are binded, the way that they are print, that this book, it can last for a next century. And the amount of books that are printed today are in great numbers, in the millions, regarding religious matters. So ilm, concerning information, is still, we have computer, we have disk, we have what else? All those things that are there. And tomorrow they'll develop something else. But concerning preserving of ilm itself, the wasila, the tools are there. So removing of ilm is not per se that books are removed. The sources that they are written on is removed. But the thing that actually, the real ilm is the removal of the ulama. The real ilm is the removal of the people or the carriers of this knowledge. Now, so when this, so the death of the ulama is concerned the knowledge being taken away. And when the knowledge is taken away, the consequence, that then the people, they start to look to others. And it shows concerning as people, that people by nature, if you want to use that term, that they want to have people to govern their affairs and to lead them in certain things. So this is by nature concerning mankind, that we have selected people who have the responsibility to lead others and to govern. So the people though would decide to select people to take charge of their affairs. But this goes back to the people who are involved, that the process also of electing people to lead, that they have to be, the correct process have to be in place to achieve the correct results. So because the people are doing their juhal, then the people whom they choose are people whom are themselves juhal, to lead them. And then because the nature, or what will occur, people will ask those people who they see in authority regarding questions of deen. And today, the people who we see as people we pose question to, if the person is a khatib, that people at the end of khutbah, especially those, they say the khatib is fiery. He's one of those ones who, they call him a big motivator. They call him today, what, motivator speaker, they call him, what do they call him?
Motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker. So you have those people, they have that ability. Now, and the person is very eloquent. But in some cases, he's not talking about anything important. But he does know how to select, how to use words. So people will see that person, a person who's leading the salah, is a imam, is a person's imam, but is a hafiz. But are those the people to put our question to them? The person, see, have a website. We have a website. But a website, the person behind the website is majhul, is unknown. Is an alim, jahil, mujrim, Muslim, kafir. But it's an Islamic website. But we don't really know who's the person behind the site. But most of the Islamic websites, unfortunately, they have put your question to us. Who is there to answer those questions? And in most cases, the question will be answered by the person who is there. They call it the person who oversees that site. But we don't know the person is hal. What's his condition? Is a person alim, talibul ilm, mujrim, Muslim? Who is he? So people, by nature, the majority, will pose their question or put their question to others. So the people here have selected people to lead them, and those people who are leading them in authority, that the people start to put their affairs in their hands. And also of those greatest, of the more important of those affairs regarding matters regarding a deen. Matters regarding a deen. So they ask them questions and they respond. Because the person in authority, he has to have some form of way that he can show that he deserves to be in that role. So even though he may not be the person fit for the role, but the fact that he's in that role, he has to live the role. Now, so he responds. And the consequence, he misguide others, and even himself is misguided. So it shows concerning Sabil al-Najah, al-Ilm, but also how to go about seeking of ilm in a correct way. Also regarding whom we put our affairs to regarding matters of deen, who are the people that we should elect and return back to them. So as to keep, as they say, as the Taliban, that we want a najah. We want najah, not halak. Halak is when a person is destroyed by not returning back to the proper people regarding our affairs. Now, so this shows the importance of ilm, and unfortunately, I would say most regarding some of the people who affiliate themselves to the Sunnah in the Marakis, even the Masajid, and even worse yet, and caution about websites. About websites. That the people, if we're unclear about the people who are overseeing these sites. Is an Islamic site, giving Islamic information, if the person overseeing, supervising, is not our known talib al-ilm, we have no business to do with them. We have no affiliate, we have nothing to do with them. Because a person that a talib al-ilm, that is, a person is mature, I'm not talking a person that's a translator. Anyone who knows can translate, but also is what to translate and put to the public. Anything can be translated, but a person has to have that type of understanding regarding the intention behind this site. As I said, the world have come into this small little area where every information goes, it goes all corners of the world. The four corners they refer to it. That what information you're giving to the person in Greenland, and how it's going to affect his deen. You know Greenland? Iceland. The British people down in their geography. Allah understand. But whether in Timbuktu, in Jamaica, whatever we do here, it affects them, or can affect them. Or at least they have access. So if that site is not being supervised, monitored by a person who's a talib al-ilm, who said he was mature, because a person might have some ilm but not mature, that he knows what to put out. Not as some of the machine mentioned, every time he scratches his head, he puts it out. I scratched my head today and 2 flakes came out. I scratched my head today and 2 flakes came out. And that's on the site. Okay. That's not information we need to know. So these sites, they should have, if they're site, we need to know what the people who are behind it. If they're tulab al-ilm that are known, then we can benefit from them. If it is not the case, then we have no business with them. And this applies to anyone. No affiliation to no one. No obligation to no one. So that's concerning that particular matter. Also, regarding al-ilm, sabil ila al-najah, as Ilay alayhi salam mentioned in hadith, showing the importance concerning al-ilm, and that is of one of the ways of attaining Jannah, which is al-najah, the keys to success. قال عليه السلام من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة. Hadith Rahu Muslim. So the Prophet Islam shown concerning that, yes, knowledge is of the keys to success, and more so success concerning Jannah. So based upon this hadith that is mentioned here, where Islam mentioned in English rendering concerning man salaka tariqan, that a person who takes the path of in seeking of knowledge, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make easier for him the path to Jannah. So he shows the benefit of knowledge and the virtue of knowledge. So knowledge is not about, in the end, knowledge concern is not about just gathering information, but a person who's looking ahead. That we see knowledge, it serves a purpose. And the purpose is to know things correctly but it requires effort to go and seek of knowledge. Man salaka tariqan, the person who goes out in that path. So the person has to have that willingness to seek, put effort in going out to acquire knowledge. And the result of that knowledge is for the person to use it to enter Jannah. And enter Jannah to doing those things that will gain Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure. Doing those things of obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where the person, he knows the boundaries of Islam and knows the boundaries of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The do's and the don'ts. And that's the purpose of ilm. Knowing the things to be done so we can do them. Knowing the things that we should avoid, the things that are haram, so we can avoid them. And that's the purpose, and that's the tool and the benefit of ilm. So it's not something that we use to say I have a certificate from university kada wa kada. Nam? And not so the person, he sees knowledge wherever he can attain it, that he tries to attain it, so overall that he can benefit himself. Overall, that he can use it so as he can gain Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure, and with this to enter Al-Jannah. And to show concern, the Prophet Islam regarding concern that sometimes we find today, and especially today, as we have mentioned concerning our dars of Sharh al-Sunnah by Imam Barbahar rahimahullah, that we mentioned concerning certain matters regarding the method of how the ulama have laid down how to seek of knowledge. So it's a system, a method. So it's not just something which is unstructured. In seeking of ilm in Islam there's a structure that goes along with it. Now, and the ulama have made this clear in many ways regarding their writings. So I mentioned concerning Imam Shati rahimahullah, mentioned concerning seeking of ilm, two paths, two method. And we have discussed that before previously. Now, of those ways of seeking of ilm, that requires consider a person, that one concerning who recalls ilm, shafawiyan. So of the ways of seeking ilm, shafawi, where the person, and that shafawi, the person, he sits, bayna an alim, he sits in front of an alim, or a talibul ilm, mutamakkin. So of the ways, the person go and sit before the alim. Not like we find today, we wait for the alim to come to us. We're not going anywhere. And that's from Talbis al-Iblis, in some cases. That we want to believe the concept, the only way is when the alim, we want to sit in front of the alim, how many alim going to come to us? We have 360 days a year, taqriban. So, how many? 360 taqriban. How many of those days of the year an alim is going to come and visit us and sit with us? 10 for the entire year, 20 the max. So, realistically, 20 of those years, of those days of the year, we might have an alim or someone of a talib al-ilm who visit us and stay with us. So what happened to the other? What? Who's the calculation man? Who can calculate? 340. What are we going to do with that? Do nothing? Wait for the alim to come the next year for 20 days? So we have to be so concerning of seeking of ilm. And as Khatib al-Baghdad Rahimah mentioned in his book, that he mentioned that the person of the path of ilm, first the person starts with it in his locality. If there are people who are available and trained that can at least give him that start, then when a person have attained what is within his locality, then he start to venture out, where he start to see different perspective from the ulama, and then he takes it from there. So everything that they say, it starts at home, according to that statement. And then the person, after you acquire what is within his locality, then he start to venture outside. So regarding the matter concerning seeking of ilm, that a person who, regarding sabil al-najah, that if we believe that ilm is the way of success, the key to success, then we ourselves have to put more effort. I'm not saying we're not putting effort. More effort in doing it in a serious manner, in a disciplined way. Just like a university or school, they expect you to be every day in school, punctual, on time, to revise, because they want you to be a disciplined student. But if sometimes you're there, you don't revise, you're always late, then you are a person who's undisciplined, and to attain that knowledge, become the person that have scattered information. Now, so we ourselves, if we see the path, al-miftah lin-najah is ilm, then we have to put more effort regarding seeking ways to attain this. And for some of us, before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have access. If the people are in our locality, we don't believe that they are to our standard, no problem. Then we have people on, we call it internet. Yes, the kibar ulama and the kibar tullab al-ilm, most of whom they have their own websites and their durus are posted. Then benefit from those ones. But have a system. But at least have a system. So the end is the person having a system regarding seeking of ilm. Have a system where we can somewhat try to stick to that system. But having some form of system on a weekly basis, daily basis, whatever system that suits our circumstance, we should have something in place. If we believe in truth that the miftah, the key to najah is ilm. Also, Iya alayhi salam, I mentioned hadith in the Ibn Majah, وصح الحديث شيخ الباني والحاكم أو Ibn Hibban, that the Prophet, as I mentioned, concerned that, as I said, regarding the importance of seeking ilm even in the masajid. Seeking ilm in the masajid. فقال عليه السلام حديث مرفوع قال من جاء مسجدي هذا, the one who comes to my masjid, masjidi هذا meaning my masjid, and in Medina, لم يأتيه إلا لخير يتعلمه أو يعلمه فهو في سبيل فهو مجاهد هو بمنزلة المجاهد في سبيل الله. So the hadith mentions that من جاء مسجد هذا لم يأته إلا لخير يتعلمه أو يعلمه فهو بمنزلة المجاهد في سبيل الله. So the Prophet mentioned a hadith, the meaning of which concern that the person will come to my masjid, and it shows concerning that the places of learning, a place of learning is the masajid. A part of the services, we use the word service, of the role of the masjid is to teach the people their deen. So they offer lessons where the people can come to the masjid to learn of their religion. So the Prophet mentioned a person come to my masjid to learn, then and he doesn't come to the masjid except for the khair. Mention the khair concern of the good in the masjid. They mention that good yata'allam or allama, the person there to learn or to teach. He's coming there either is in the case of he's there to acquire, to learn something, or he's there to teach something. So regarding what the person is there to teach or to learn, both either one given or one receiving of the good inside the masjid. They mentioned فَهُوَ بِمَنْزِلَةٍ, such a one is in the position, is in the ranking of a person who's a mujahid. A person who's a mujahid fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it shows concerning going out to the masajid, learn and try and to seek of Islam, that this is something which is virtuous and that should not be looked down upon. But we try to benefit from the masajid of the sunnah, teaching the people the sunnah. So it shows concerning that going to the masajid of the sunnah to learn the sunnah, that is something which is that we should try to benefit from this to the best of our ability. Also again to highlight regarding that knowledge in truth is of those main matters regarding an-najah, success, and attaching oneself to the people of ilm also is of importance, as in the hadith, and identifying the people of knowledge, also is in the hadith that is mentioned. And Abi Sa'id al-Khudri رضي الله عنه أن النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام قال كان في من كان قبلكم رجل قتل 99 نفسا. So the Prophet ﷺ, in this particular hadith, he mentioned that in one of the events of those things that occurred of those people who came before us, he mentioned كان في من كان قبلكم, that of the people who came before you, of the nations who preceded us, rajul, that there was a man, qatala, that killed 99 individuals. Killed 99 individuals. Even the worst of the murders today, I don't think I've gone to 99 individuals. Then it mentioned, fasala, so the person, after recognizing that what he has done is sinful and trying to repent from his actions, but the person is a jahil. He has done what he has done. He has recognized that what he has done is wrong, but now he wants to rectify himself. Then he mentioned, fasala, an alam al-ard. So he asked the people around him, can you identify to me who's the most knowledgeable person upon the earth? And this is who's the most knowledgeable person, which is nisbi, based upon the people that you know, who's the most knowledgeable, the most qualified from amongst the people that is available to you. Now, so it shows concerning certain matters that we try to get the best that is available, seeking to get the best that is within our ability. And sometimes we say that is nisbi, which is a matter which is, it may vary. It's relative, you want to use that word. Because, for example, the most knowledgeable people of our time, easy access to them is not that easy. You can, to call the mufti of someone said, can you give a lecture tomorrow masjid, tomorrow 4 p.m.? That's not that easy task. Sheikh Fawzan, Sheikh Musa Abad, to get the people at the higher level is not as easy. But to get their students and those below them may be easier access. With me? So the matter regarding attaching concerning the most knowledgeable person of a problem, I want it to be put to an alim. To get the mufti may not be that easy. You may can get him, but it might take months. And you have to know this person can go through that person. But you might get a person who's below him in status, but maybe able can answer that question. But the main point is regarding that he asked regarding who of those people available that he can put his situation to them. Fadulla ala rahib. So the people whom he asked, that they direct him to a rahib, like a person who's like an abid, a monk, person who's involved in concerning lots of acts of worship, but not necessarily a person of ilm. So they direct him to this person mentioned, Fadullah, meaning concerning that they directed him toward those people, the people around him. They say, pointed out to him, this is a person you can put your situation to him. And it shows concerning that we ourselves, when things are put to us, are we equipped to direct people, point them in the right direction? Pointing people in the right direction, as that sometimes have its own consequence. Fatahu, so they came to the person, the rahib, faqal, innahu, mean the people explained to the rahib the person's situation. Innahu qatala 99 nafsan, fahallahu min tawbah. So they mentioned to the rahib, this person, he has killed 99 persons. Is there any tawbah for him? Is there any tawbah, repentance for him? Faqal, the rahib responded, la. Faqatalahu. So the rahib says no. So the person, he killed him, فَكَمَّلْ بِهِ مِيَةً. So the person, he killed him also. He killed the rahib. They mention, regarding from this hadith, it shows that we individually, we carry certain responsibility regarding how we direct people and who we point them to and which direction we point people to. That if each of ourselves are unclear who are the proper person for the job, then also we might be in our own selves a problem. Sometimes those people, they wanted good for that person, isn't it? But they directed him to the what? Wrong person. How many times we ourselves, a matter may come to us, or we are aware of something, we want good, but do we know how to go about bringing about good in a good way? Our intention may be good, but are we equipped? Do we have the know-how to bring about good in a good way? And sometimes that becomes the problem. Or we solve the problem in a way which is proper. So yes, we may have the concern, but sometimes we can make a matter, we can escalate a matter and take it to a different level, as they say, by we want good, but do not know how to go about doing good. Nam? Then, after this occurred, so the consequence was that they directed the person to the rahib, and it shows concerning that jahl, ignorance, it benefits no one, and that ignorance, jahl, that can have evil consequence. That sometimes a matter that may be very simple becomes very difficult and complicated because of jahl. And many things that we find today amongst ourselves that we see as problem, and as the people said, no, it becomes a proper, it becomes a matter where it becomes a hype. Sometimes the problem is less, but in the eyes of the person, because of jahl, it seems as if it's a mountain, but the reality is not the case. And the solution is somewhat more simple, but it requires a person who has that, who have the know-how about things. So with this, ثم سهل an alim al-ard, then again the person still want to go forward, not giving up. So sometimes we might want to do good, as this person who killed all those people. In his first case, it didn't bring about the result that he intended. Didn't bring about the result that was intended. Now, but rather than losing hope, he was still willing to what? To carry on. Sometimes we do a thing, one try, it didn't go in our favor, that's it. I'm done with it. Burn that bridge behind me. I'm not looking back. But this person that he wanted to take himself out of a bad situation, and he knows that it requires that he needs to get clear answers regarding how to fix the situation. So sometimes the problem is not resolved in one go, at the first try. And if this was the case regarding problem and deal with problem, that ask those people who are married, male and female alike, husband and wife, put them in separate room. Marriage have its ups and downs, have its slow days, good days, bad days. But it doesn't mean you give up the first time your wife burned the rice, then khalas, you need to go and replace. Or too much salt was placed in the rice, then khalas, gone. Replace her. Then you were replacing your wife every week. And just as if she was from her side, she'll be replacing Hey. That husband every week. Because both, so sometimes problems occur. But it's not because when things occur once, the first time it means that you give up. So the person here is kind of somewhat teaches us concerning consistency and moving forward, even though things didn't per se go well at the first try. So again, he asks concerning again, and still keeping the same line, consistency regarding what he knows, what he's looking for. In general, the person that he needs to resolve his problem, but he himself cannot identify who is an alim and who is not. Some of those who explain the hadith, they mention that the rahib, that monk, the abid, when it was mentioned to him that this individual have killed 99 persons, is the Toby said no, because he's thinking his world, it revolves around trying to be good and doing good. So anything that sounds bad for him, it is like a no-no. And that's his little world and box. He cannot see outside his box. Either you're doing good, you're either doing good, or if you're not doing good, then you are doing bad. And if you're doing bad, I have nothing to do with you. So you have certain people, they have their world is just a little box, their box. So he was somewhat overcome, the rahib, hearing that that person have done such a sin. In his mind, how can a person do such thing? With me? Because his thing is ibadah. Always fasting, siyam, doing good. So if a person did bad, kill 99 people, what kind of monster? People like that exist. People like you understand? Put them in the box and throw away the key. That's his world. He sees things in that. To him, his world, some of them become very narrowed. For him, maybe. But in the broader world, other people are living outside that box. So sometimes for the person who deals with the affairs of people, they cannot be restricted to their little box. With me? The person who deals with the affairs of the people, you have to understand, good people will come, bad people will come, and you have to deal with each accordingly and appropriately. So you have to be willing to bear that burden and deal with things appropriately. So he asks again, having consistent regarding generally what he's looking for. Where's the person? For mention, فَدُلَّ عَلَى رَجُلٍ عَالِمٍ عَلَى رَجُلٍ عَالِمٍ. So in this case, the people that he asked, that they directed him to a person who's an alim. Now, a person who's an alim. And that's the sifat concerning alim, regarding that person, as I mentioned, rajulun alim. So it didn't specify alim fulan, rajul, nakira. The main characteristic of the person is described with ilm shar'iyyah. So certain matters, it needs to go back to those people who have been trained regarding Islam. If the person is not trained regarding Islam, then regarding the general affair of the people, he needs to step back. Especially concerning matters that in general occurs in the masajid, the marakis, and the likes, and the Islamic websites. If the person is not trained, alim, or to some degree equipped, then he needs to step back and allow those who are trained. And if there's one alim, then everything goes back to him. Not a person who, because there's only 1-2 person, they want to somewhat get these half talibul ilm, or whatever they call them. I think it's concerning that. Tufsid, nifs, alim, wa nifs tabib, wa nifs lughawi. That something is destroyed if you have an half alim, an half tabib, doctor, and an half nahwi, and a person who's half in his language. Meaning the person has to complete that discipline. So in the dunya, no one accepts a person who's, it's illegal to a person said, I went to university to study to be a doctor. Noble discipline and field. But the person said, what the course will take, 4 years? 7 years? 7 years. First, I went to a prestige university. Which one of them is prestige in medicine? King's College, down the road from us. I went to King's College, but my course is 7 years, but I did 5 years. I did more than half. I did 5 years. I did 6 years, but I didn't graduate. Can you go to King's College Hospital and get a job? Yeah, maybe, but not as a doctor. He could get a job, but not as a doctor. Even though he did what? 6 years in that particular field. He's still not qualified until he has complete that field, that discipline, that studies. Also the same thing with Islam. And most of the problem that we find today is because a person who have entered into Islamic matters and he have done 2 years there, 1 year there, 6 months there, but when he comes back, he has done Thalatha Usul, and he comes back, he becomes Shaykh al-Islam. And he gives fatwa on everything. So we have these nifs, half, running around, and it's what? Creating chaos. So the alim is a sifa was that a person, he possesses ilm. He's qualified. He has gone through his full program. So, when he was asked the alim, فقال إنه قتل 100 نفس فهل له من توبة. So the same question was put at his alim, this person killed 100 individuals. Is there any tawbah for a person? فقال نعم. He's speaking with ilm. فقال نعم. God is no concern. The bab of tawbah is maftuh with his condition. So the alim was able to give an answer regardless of the person's sin. So the alim, he has to look concerning the matter at hand and deal with it as a doctor. This, the illness, it may be something that is, and I looked upon something which is an evil, whatever way you want to be, the person that done something which is horrible, whatever way you want to describe it. The alim, his job is to give an Islamic ruling on the particular matter, not being emotional. Now, so he told the person regarding your sin, is there tawbah? So he's answering the question that is asked. So you have the alim, you might ask him a question about a matter. He's not basically acting in his capacity as a judge. So the person in this case, the alim, is not asking what rule, what's the hudud, the had upon this person. His question, هل له من توبة? That's the question. You with me? So the question asking, the people asking, is there any repentance for him? Not that they're asking him, what is the hukum regarding his had? That's for the qadi. So in this capacity, he's not acting as a judge. He's acting upon a question is being asked, and this is the answer. So he's wearing the hat of an alim, giving a ruling based upon a particular incident or masala. Is there any tawbah? فقال نعم. So it's not for him to, as they say, sometimes he's not person in this case to judge the person. Is to give clarity regarding what relating to the person's at-tawbah. فقال نعم. And نعم ومن يحول بينه وبين التوبة. Then the mention concerning as for his tawbah, that there's nothing that comes between him and his tawbah, as tawbah is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And regardless of the sin, that there the bab of the doors of tawbah is still open. So that a person have killed individuals. So I says that a person who's an alim has to be a person who's mature, a person who's can be focused on the issue at hand, not be easily swayed or pulled or drawn to take sides. His thing is to look at the matter and give the appropriate ruling, not to get emotionally, as I say, involved or attached. So he gave then the answer to the person and explained concerning where tawbah is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not between me and you, but it is between yourself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he says, وَقَالْ, as a form of giving no nasiha, showing that the alim in this case wasn't acting as a judge. As if the case came to a judge, it would be upon his responsibility to pass a judgment regarding what's the suitable punishment for that person. Not give him advice regarding leave away sin, but oh, I can punish you for what you have done. That's a person who's a qadi. The qadi, he carries out or sees that the person is punished accordingly based upon his sin. Then he mentioned in talaq ila ard kada wa kada, then that in this capacity alim, that he told the person that what also you need to do. So listen to the person's problem, give him the answer to the problem regarding the particular problem. Then also in adding to it, so the problem don't repeat itself again in the future, he told him in talaq ila ard kada wa kada, that you need also to remove yourself from where you're based, your location, and go to a different place. So to resolve your problem, so sometimes yes, tawbah must be done between the person and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but also in trying to resolve the problem, that a person also needs to take himself outside that environment. Because the person remain in the environment, will remain in the situation, then is a most likely that problem might repeat itself again. Clear? As an example, the person in companionship who smoke weed. They smoke weed. Marijuana, ganja, whatever word that they want to call it. Now, but he smoke weed. But he's with those people, and but he knows what he's doing what is wrong. But he wants to stop. But a part of him stopping, to make it easy, if he stop, but still in that environment, those companions, then there's a more likely he may go back to, because the people is around, they're doing it. So they might give him a draw, pass the weed to him, and for a while might say no, but eventually they might overcome him, and they might tease him, so they might have peer pressure. So sometimes the person may need to remove himself from that environment or those people to move forward. Now, then he mentioned فإن بها, that the alim also said you need to leave from that land. They mentioned فإن بها أناس يعبدون الله فاعبد الله معهم. Then he also to the person, a second advice, two things: you need to leave that environment, change that environment, and go to a different place. Then second, also what you need to do regarding concerning, you need to leave those people. Leave those, also the people that you're associating with, you need to break your relationship with them, as they're not doing much good for you. So he told him that you need to go to a different place, and also a particular place he mentioned also the reason why those people they're involved in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it shows concern that the alim who have ilm, that direct the person to an environment where it is more conducive, where the person can now settle himself and to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this requires a person of ilm to give that type of direction and advice. You need to go be amongst people who are worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That person he knows because he has ilm. Nam, and then you be a part of them regarding the things that they're involved in. So we said that you have people, the rahib wanted, overall, the person wanted good for himself, but didn't know how to go about doing it. So he asked people whom they may seem good, but didn't know how to distinguish who from whom. And many times that's the situation. We go back to people who sometimes they are not the point of reference because they themselves are not that, as I said, clued up on things. They themselves are confused on the matter they are trying to resolve. They are trying to resolve. So when eventually they came to a person, an alim, then the person was able now to can find peace and get the matter properly resolved. When the alim gave the advice accordingly. So this shows concerning the importance regarding that, in truth, by way of application, that the way of success is ilm. And this particular story, it proves this point. The person is regarding a comparison regarding a alim and a jahil. A alim and people who may have different description, that they are khatib. That the person is a khatib, is a speaker, is a da'i, is a hafiz, is a rajulun salih, is a rajulun abid. But in some of those things, and an individual is good quality to possess you for you as a person. But in serving others, then you need more than this. In trying to serve others and to help others regarding matters of deen, matters of fatwa, then it requires the person to have knowledge of Islam. The person wants to go out and give dawah. The people who lead on this are the Anbiya. The people who lead regarding giving dawah, whom are the people? The Anbiya. How do we know that we are following their example? By making things up as we go along. So the person wants to be a part, and there is nothing wrong in being a part of giving dawah. It's something which is noble. بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. But that is understood that the person will understand that ayah or that particular matter. And you restrict yourself to the thing that you know and know it well. But a person wants to put himself out to the public in whatever forum or whatever form. If you put yourself to the general public, then you can have Zayd, his problem is such and such. Amr, his problem is a different problem. Bakr, his problem is such and such. Amatullah, a problem is such and such. People come with various problems of various degrees. So you need a person who's able to deal with all of this, or most of those things, in a proper way, based upon Islam, and know his boundaries. So this is why. So it shows concerning that having rahib, an abid, that's not enough. So the key concerning, as mentioned, the key to going back to the basics regarding Islam, that knowledge must be of those things that is put ahead of us, is giving its due importance, and that we all put effort in trying to gain our degree of knowledge, or our portion of knowledge, from, with the condition, people whom are qualified. People whom are qualified in the thing that they're delivering. So the ones who teach in the masajid, then they should be qualified regarding the thing that they're teaching. The people who are giving dawah in public, then also they have to be qualified in that area. The man, the person who's on the website has to be not just putting things up. Anyone can put things up. Even a kafir can put things up Islamically. But knowing what to put up that is appropriate, that will benefit to the Muslim and to that community. So everything requires ilm in going forward, with also basira or with hikmah regarding those people who wants to aid others. وبالله التوفيق وهذا السبيل والآخر دعوانا الحمد لله العالمين. So this inshallah ta'ala will stop here, and next week will be a continuation of this particular series regarding returning back to some of the basic understanding of Islam. So the basic understanding of Islam as a form of reminder to ourselves first and foremost, and to those who are able to can benefit. So also that tomorrow inshallah ta'ala that we'll have in Sheikh Muhammad Al-Maliki, one of the Talabatul Ilm who in from Saudi that visited us on many occasions, that he's again present in the country, so he'll be visiting us from tomorrow until Tuesday, doing some lessons. The main ones will be between Maghrib and up until Isha, regarding some type of course or something structured to be studied, where the people will be given some form of certificate for their participation. So inshallah you can look out for that, and those who are able can participate to the benefit, then you're all welcome. Wabillahi tawfiq.
فإن آمنوا بمثل ما آمنتم به فقد اهتدوا وإن تولوا فإنما هم في شقاق